Welcome to the Baron's Head Up podcast. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm your co-host, Aaron.
And today we are pretty much doing our first official movie review. We're doing The Evil Dead. I mean, we did Scream last week because we saw it when it opened, and then we did our first official day back was trivia, right?
Yeah.
So this is I guess you could say it's the first official one, right?
Yeah, the official return. Because they're doing a classic.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about this episode. I know a lot of people are too.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this one for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people on socials and everything. I was, promoting it earlier this week, and everybody was super excited for this one. I am too. I love The Evil Dead. Everybody that I know, even if they're not huge horror fans, are The Evil Dead rocks. And we're doing a 1981 version. I got to specify that because they did remake it. And the remake is really good too. If we have any time this year that we're not bombarded with a bunch of other stuff, because we pretty much did our whole schedule for this year. But if there's a few things we might want to move around, I do want to do the remake.
Yeah.
Because it's brutal as fuck. Have you seen it?
I haven't yet.
Oh my god. See, this is why I love doing a show with you, Aaron. It's I know
saving myself for you.
Yeah, I know some people that listen, they might be upset, wow, why the fuck is this other co-host not know any of these movies? But they need to understand the reason is because I'm trying to teach you and educate you and let you more into the world of the shit that I love. And you love everything that I love so far, so it's going to be really, really cool to continue to watch new things with you that you've never seen before,
and experience them for the first time through,
Yeah, just see what you're seeing and then see if I see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And we kind of always usually meet at the same point, which is, I guess it's good, but also it might be bad for some people because I know people like to see the conflict of someone being on one side of the end and the other person. But I like the chemistry that we have when we're doing these shows. It's always really fun.
Yeah.
Super laid back. It's not like some of these more serious podcasts who really dive into all the lore of one specific movie and talk for 4 or 5 episodes about one thing. I like listening to that stuff.
Just touch on the general ideas of.
Yeah, I like this making it more of a layman's term for everybody, for people who want to go into horror or want to watch a movie.
Just to kind of catch people's interest. And,
and they can do more of their own research. I don't want to tell the whole story about everything. I do like to point out the stuff that intrigues me. I'm sure you like to do the same thing, and so that's what we're gonna really try to do pretty much the whole rest of the year for all of our stuff. We're not gonna go super into detail about things unless we're really passionate about that one thing. I think that's definitely gonna be happening in October. Just to give a little bit of a hint, but it's something that we were going to do last year. Is what we're finally doing this year. I'm not going to give away too much stuff, but for people who are listening, they'll probably pick up on it. But I think before we jump into the main review of this, we'll go through some, cast members, Rotten Tomato scores. Even though a lot of people are saying Rotten Tomato scores don't even matter anymore, blah 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 blah. I like looking at them because I like to see how many people are actually reviewing things.
Yeah.
Or people who like things.
And providing something to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll go through some facts if there's any on the IMDb page or anything that Aaron wants to guide us through because he's the dude that loves to do that stuff. So
let's see. We can go. I guess some trivia here.
Yeah, we'll start off with some trivia. Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. The cabin used as the film set was also lodging for the 13 crew members, with several people sleeping in the same room. Living conditions were terrible, and the crew frequently argued. The cabin didn't have plumbing, so the actors went days without showering and felt ill frequently in the freezing weather. By the end of production, they were burning furniture to stay warm.
You know what? I think I might have heard that on a DVD from a behind-the-scenes thing. But that's crazy.
Right?
1981 in the middle of nowhere. And they have to deal with that shit.
Dedication right there.
I mean, the end product, is amazing. So
Yeah. Bruce Campbell put up his family's property in northern Michigan as collateral so that Sam Raimi can not only finish the film but also blow it up to 35 millimeters. Excuse me. Which was required for a theatrical release. Raimi was so grateful for his financial contribution, he credited him as co-producer.
Yep. I think it's that on all of the Evil Dead movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
I think Bruce is. I think the TV show as well, but I could be wrong on that.
At the end of a normal day of shooting, Bruce Campbell would return home in the back of a pickup truck because he was covered in fake blood from head to toe.
Dude, that's like a scene out of like Texas Chainsaw at the end with the girl.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the back of the pickup truck, like all covered in blood and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that like makes me think of. Damn. I wonder if they were asking him, like, dude, you all right?
Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell were friends in high school.
Yeah. One thing that I'm really surprised, but I guess I'm kind of not at the same time, is that his brother wasn't in this movie, Ted Raimi.
Oh, yeah.
His first appearance was in Blood Rage, which we covered that, and he was the condom dude. But what year was that? Like 86?
85 or 6, yeah.
85. Yeah, so like maybe he just wasn't. Well, I don't know. I think he was about the same age as Sam. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they're close in age.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ted has done a lot more like comedy stuff, not so much horror, so maybe that's why he didn't really want to associate with it, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. Remember when you pointed out his was it Scotty's hair?
Yeah.
Characters' hairstyles as well as the amount of blood on them changed drastically from shot to shot as a result of the shooting the film sporadically over several years.
Yeah. You can see that a lot in this film, but that's what makes it so entertaining and fun to watch. I'm sure that Sam probably thought he had an end product at the end, but he was like, well, we need this, then we need this.
Yep.
Then we need some crazy like camera angles and
the camera work in this movie.
I mean, some of it might make you a little nauseous because it's very like, bumpy and everything, but that's what makes it feel so authentic and different than like everything else back then, because it's not perfect. It's a low budget film that feels super high budget.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it adds to the experience.
Yeah, I agree. And I know a lot of other people agree on that too.
All right. So, Rotten Tomato scores.
Okay. Are we doing guessings?
Yes, I think you'll be very pleased though.
Are we doing critic score first?
Critic score first, yes.
I'm not going to go so high. I'm going to go like maybe like 76.
95%.
Oh, okay. So we got some critics out there that are
certified fresh.
All right. Now audience score. I'm not going to go 100, but I'm going to say it's like 98.
84% with 100,000 plus ratings.
Holy fuck! I think that might be like the most ratings we have seen in a Rotten Tomato before. It's usually like, it's like 120 reviews, 1,000 reviews. Damn. Does it tell you when it got certified fresh? I wonder if it has a date.
Let's see.
I don't think it does, but maybe.
No.
Because I would like to know if it was like recently or if it like happened like when Rotten Tomatoes was like first up.
Yeah. And this is 95% certified fresh.
They should have that date when it was
like a plaque on the website on the page.
Yeah. Did they have anything interesting on Rotten Tomatoes? Sometimes they do.
Let's see. Oh, we didn't go over cast really that much, did we?
No, we can do that right now if you want to have it on the page.
Yeah. Of course we got Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't really need an introduction. No. I mean, no. He is the chin.
The chin. Ellen Sandwise. I don't know how to. Weiss.
Sandwise, I think. Sandwise, yeah.
Who plays Cheryl.
Okay. Pretty good performance.
Yep. Betsy Baker playing Linda.
Great laugh.
Oh yeah. Richard Domenicore playing Scotty.
Oh, he doesn't have a picture on there. This must be his only credit.
Yeah. And Theresa Tilly as Shelley. And of course, Sam Raimi.
You know, he doesn't look like he's aged that much.
No.
Like, him and his brother look exactly the same, like, throughout their whole life. And I always thought they were twins, but they're not. They just look... I don't think they're twins. But they look so close in, like, appearance. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, he aged well.
Yeah. It's that Raimi blood. All right.
Alrighty.
Any other things you want to say, or do you want to jump right into this?
We can hop right into the Evil Dead.
All right. Aaron is going to take it away, and we are going to go right into the Evil Dead.
1981.
All right. Take it away, my friend.
All right. So we start off. We're on the open road. We got 5 college students from Michigan, in an old Pontiac. They're going on, like a vacation, like a getaway into a cabin in the woods. So, and this is an isolated cabin. It's,
Literally in the
middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yeah. So, they're driving to the cabin and they cross the shady bridge. It's like your classic start to a horror movie. They're just like not even jocks, like just like
they just seem like
80s college kids.
Yeah, like they just like to party.
Yeah, they're there to party and get shit faced and do their thing. But
did they even disclose why they're going here, or were they just going there just for a vacation? I don't remember.
I think just a getaway, like a weekend.
Yeah, weekend getaway. And they were even like, Scotty, like, did you vet this place? Like, did you go and see it? Like, no.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what the hell, man?
Yep. Yeah. So it's 3 girls. There's Cheryl, Linda,
and
Shelly. And then you got Ash or Ashley.
Yeah,
and you got Scotty.
Ashley, yeah.
Anyways, they get to this. They cross the shady bridge. The tire gets caught. You can see planks falling into the water. They panic. Okay, we're back on our trip. They make it.
It's funny because like Ash is like, this is like as solid as like a rock or something, and then the tire just blows out
immediately.
Damn, man. But the thing is, one thing that this whole intro does really well that I love is the suspense that it has, like especially with like the thing like going through like the woods and stuff. I just love like there's very minimal music in it, but when there is music, it's
used well,
really there. But just like looking through like the woods and how like creepy it is, and knowing like that's like my backyard, like or anybody's backyard, you just look back, just like it does look pretty fucking creepy. And it could be some sort of force out there,
Yeah, or even like when they first go up to the house, that scene where they're all just kind of standing back, and then Scotty goes up and he's just like, Yep.
I love it. That's so good.
But so they arrive to this cabin in the woods. As I mentioned, Ashley and the girls are standing back, and they're talking about how cheap they got it too. So like, and the fact that nobody has seen the place, so they're sketched out by it. But Scotty goes up and you just hear like banging, and it's like a hanging bench. What do they call them? Like the swinging chairs?
Yeah, it's like a swinging love seat, some sort of like
the porch chairs that swing basically. But it's just slamming up against like the house, and then Scotty walks up, he grabs the key, and this is like a skeleton key, so like that tells you how old this place is.
I feel like he could have like knocked on the door and would fall off.
Yeah. But you'll see how sturdy that door is when you watch the movie, though.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
And as soon as he steps on the porch, though, like the wind stops, and that's the chair just comes to a dead stop, like just like this cold, just instant silence.
Yeah, it's great suspense, and I feel like this movie really kind of paved the way of how like suspense is in like movies nowadays. Right, like this movie is revolutionary in a lot of ways, with like how characters talk, how people like perceive things, how like camera movements and sound,
how big of a difference they can make to the the experience of the movie.
This being like still in college, or like I think even like before then, Bruce and Sam like did like short movies through high school and stuff like that. So like they've definitely been in film for a while, but having like a first like big release and something to this scope that I don't think they've done before. It's only like an hour-and-a-half movie, but there's a lot of shit that happens in it, and the movie
it's
really
only one location too.
Yeah, and it really, the movie evolves. Like, people, you can feel the craziness going on. At first, it's very okay, and then like you're like,
your blood
wow.
pressure will go up at points.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I'm feeling the insanity that these guys are feeling, and I'm not even physically there.
Yeah.
Just the acting from everybody, even though they're all like nobodies at this point, especially Bruce. He's like he's a nobody. He's just there, just helping out a friend, essentially. Just like, yeah, well, you want to make a movie? Yeah, sure. I mean, I gotta, put collateral on something, but yeah, I'll go make a movie with you.
Yeah.
Did we? How much did this make? Did they have? That's one thing that I never looked up.
Who usually has that? IMDb.
IMDb, I think usually does. Sorry, guys. That's one thing I think we.
I felt like we were missing something.
Because I'm really curious at how much this made. I don't think it was that much. Let's see. Nothing. It was a low budget.
Yeah.
Can you just look it up?
Oh, box office budget $350,000.
Yep, that's about right.
And it made $2,400,000.
Dude, that's profit for back then, 1981.
Yeah, right.
Bro,
that was gross. Between the U.S. and Canada.
Damn, man. Wow, Sam. Dude, like.
He's rolling in it now.
The power of indie films when you don't have someone breathing down your fucking neck, telling you gotta do this shot, because like literally, I'm sure like if he were to go to like a big movie company back then, he's like, I want to do this, and they saw how shaky the camera was and how crazy it was, they probably would have been like, reshoot, we just steady cam that. I don't know if steady cam was really a thing at this point. I think that was a little bit later on. I could be wrong though. But yeah, if you were to be like underneath someone's belt, like this movie, I don't think would have been made. Yeah. So that's.
I'm glad it happened the way it did. Yeah.
Yeah. But we will carry on with the film. Where the hell did you leave off?
So right after they started gathering together in the cabin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I can pick up and then stop at a better point for you to catch up. And
yep, that's fine. Go ahead.
So at this point, everybody's like, before Scotty goes into the cabin, mind you, too, it's like there's this shot from inside the cabin where as he's opening the door, and you just see like this giant cloud of dust and like shadows of like the like deer heads in the wall and stuff like that. It's very, very creepy. The place is very like you can see him turn on the light switch, is like there's no cover on the light switch, so you can tell it's just kind of thrown together real quick and just old and run down. But
like a big, like someone just like stopped there for a day and was like, well, I'm gonna do this real quick to
bang out this quick electrical job and but
I don't want to be in this place. Fuck that.
Right. But so you get bad vibes about it. But so anyways, they're going around the cabin and they end up finding a basement, like a trap door. So Scotty decides to venture on down there, and so the girls are starting to get worried because he's not answering. Ashley's calling down to him. He's like, Scotty.
Yeah, like, oh, he's got to be playing.
He's just playing a joke, right? Yeah. So he grabs like the shady lantern, and goes downstairs looking for Scotty, calling out his name. Nothing.
And this is just like another really good example of suspense and building up to something. Because like when he's going down there and he's just there and it pans around the whole cellar, and circles back to him, it's just like, bro, I wish I was alive during the time and like old enough to like understand
and
this
appreciate
movie,
it. Yeah,
to be there in theater for the first time, seeing how many people are freaking out with how suspenseful and unsettling that part is.
Because it makes you think, it's like, oh, is somebody getting killed already, or like what's gonna happen. You're like, shit.
I mean, this is a couple of years after Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and like I think this movie is like way more brutal than that. Especially later on in the movie, but it's also way more comical, which wasn't really what it was meant to be, but it kind of just came across that way, as you can see with the later films. But yeah, this movie just, it holds no fucking punches, man. Like right off the bat, like you're in for a ride. You really are. Yeah, the whole cellar scene is crazy. So I can go on from right here if you want, Aaron.
Okay.
So yeah, he's Ashley, or Ash, whatever you want to call him, for this movie. He's just going down and he's got the lantern, which I always thought, like, how much can a lantern really light?
I know.
I mean, that's obviously what they're using back then, before like flashlights and shit like that. But with how secluded it is down there, there's no windows or anything, and he just has this one little lantern. He's walking around, and he finds this little back area, and he sees it, and then fucking Scotty jumps out, and then there's a jump scare. It took a while. It built up a while, but they find a book, shotgun shells,
The Necronomicon.
and the knife. Which I don't. Is there a name for the knife? I don't think there is.
I don't know. They never really got into it.
But and they found like tapes and stuff, and they're like, "Whoa, this is cool. Let's go bring it upstairs and go listen to it." So we jump to, with the tape being set up. Ash is in front of it. It's like, okay, let's see what's on this tape. They're like, you gotta check this out. They start talking, and it's from these people who were there before them. It was like a doctor or professor who was like looking for the Necronomicon, and he had like a wife and a daughter, and it keeps going on, and then like talks about, if I read the passages from this, it could like raise the dead, or like a bunch of other crazy shit. And then Cheryl starts like freaking the fuck out, because I think before there was like is it before or after, when there was something?
It was like lightning, and then like a branch came through the window.
Yeah. That was like before they went down in the cellar.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that happened. So she's literally freaking out, and Scotty's being the typical, like, I don't think he was the boyfriend of Cheryl. I think Cheryl was
Ashley's sister.
Yeah. I forget if it was Shelly or
One
Cheryl.
of them, but
yeah, Cheryl is just freaking the fuck out, like, you gotta shut this off, whatnot. And then Sky's like, nah, it's fine, it's just all fun and games. Keep playing it, Ash. So they play it, and then he starts like saying the passages. Actually, they fast forward to a point where they're saying the passages, and like the thing outside, the camera is moving faster and faster.
I love those shots
and stuff. And oh wait, no, this is when the tree breaks. I'm sorry. So now this is when the tree comes through the window, and they're all freaking the fuck out, and they're like, "Yo, we need to stop." So they stop. Everybody kind of goes to their rooms. And Ashley is confronting Sky. It's like, why you gotta be such an asshole? She didn't like that stuff. But then he brings up the point. It's like, you could have stopped it too. He's like, well, yeah, I guess you're right. So everybody goes to their rooms, whatnot, and then we get a little bit of like a romance thing going on right now with Ash and Linda. Another thing about this film too is that you don't learn all the other characters' names until later on. Like, Ash and Scotty right away. Yeah. But all the girls, you don't know their names until like way later on.
Until you meet them.
Yeah, until you meet them. But Cheryl is like the first like female to be introduced. And this is like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yep. Well, mind you, there's also that scene too, where she's drawing in the notebook.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty big one too. So it's like when they first get there, and they're all kind of settling down, and she's like looking at the clock, but then it stops, and then she hears something outside the window, and then her hand like gets possessed, and she's drawing.
She's like drawing through like 10 pages of paper, and
yeah, and then we see a face, and she freaks out, and then like everything else just kind of starts happening. But yeah, back to Ash and Linda. They're kind of just like, like, oh, this is like our first time like really being alone together. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go check on Cheryl, and then I'll be right back. It's like, okay. But Ash has this box, and then we find out that it's a necklace, and like they're doing like this eye tag thing. Like, it's like he closes his eyes and she looks. He opens his eyes and she looks, and it's like going on and like a couple of minutes, which I think is kind of funny. I think it might be to break tension, but also create tension. It's a really funny scene. But she's like trying to get the box.
You can really
out.
see his unibrow too.
Yeah, like she's trying to take the box away, and then but he like wants her to, but he knows that she's like afraid or something. So she takes the box, and it's a necklace, and she's like, oh, I love it. And then they like start kissing, and then the camera pans outside, and it's going through all the windows, and then it's with
Scotty and his girl.
Yeah, Shelly. So like they're in there, she's like topless or whatever, and then it pans over to Cheryl. She's all alone. She's like in a robe, getting ready for bed, and then she hears something outside, and then you hear what the hell did it say? Join us. And she's like, and then stupid like horror movie logic.
She goes outside.
I'm gonna go outside.
I'm gonna check it out by myself.
And like this is like I think the
most famous scene.
Literally, and it spawns so many other things. You guys know what the fuck we're talking about. Cheryl goes out, just roaming the woods without any light or anything. She's like, hello? Hello? Anybody out there?
Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna prance in the woods some more.
Yeah. And then she just gets wrapped up with like vines and trees and stuff. You're like, what the fuck is
starts
happening?
tearing her clothes off.
Yeah, you're like, what is going on? It's like, is this going where I think it's going?
And it does.
Yeah, it's going where you think it's going. And she gets like pinned down. And like the vines like going up her legs and stuff. It's like, is this meant to be like erotic? Or what? Because like your body is like, what do I do right now?
Yeah.
So you're kind of confused with yourself. Like, should you be turned on by that? Worried? Whatnot? So you kind of have like a conflict in yourself. But and then this like one branch just like shoves itself into her.
Oh man.
And it's just like, oh my god, you don't really see anything. Like you see some like nipples and stuff because it like rips off her clothes.
Part of her sounds like she's enjoying it though.
Yeah, like part of it, it's like, oh, she does like it, but like this is weird. So it's like the trees raped her.
So
Yeah, like she literally got raped by a tree. But I feel like this spawned all the tentacle porn that's out there now. I really think this movie like spawned that. I could
Sam
be wrong.
Raimi's like the mastermind behind anime porn.
Yeah, like I could be wrong. Maybe there was stuff before this, but I kind of have a feeling that there may have not been. But she manages to break free, and then she runs back to the cabin. She's like banging on the door. She's like, help!
You got that scene with the demons, the close up.
Yeah. It's like,
I just can't
like
get
more tension. Like this whole movie is tension. The movie, and suspense, and like you need to hurry the fuck up, girl. And she finds the keys that are on top, and she's still banging on the door. She's like, I don't know what fucking key it is because it's a big like set of keys.
Yep.
So she's like, I'm trying this one, and as soon as like the camera pans to her, Ashley reaches down and grabs her hand,
and pulls her
then
inside.
It's all okay. And like she's freaking out and stuff, and like one quote I have right here. This movie is also loaded with a bunch of quotes. It's the trees, Ashley. They're alive. And he's like, well, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Everybody else is like awake now. She's like, I need to leave. I got to go to town. Ashley, you need to get me to town. He's like, okay, but I need you to understand what you're saying right now is crazy. I'll bring you there and you can stay there throughout the night and we'll go get you in the morning. But like what you're saying right now is crazy. And everybody else is like, whatever. So they go up to the car. And another, trope. I think this might have also started a lot of other tropes that are in
car not starting.
Yeah, and a lot of the other horror movies that follow after is like they're trying to start the car, and he's like, keeps trying it, and then she says, "See, they're not gonna let us leave." And as soon as she says that, car turns on. It's like, God damn it, this movie. So they find their way and they're going through like the fog and stuff, and they get there, and then Ash just stops and she's like, what are you doing? And then he gets out of the car and she's like, what the fuck? And then she leaves, and then they walk all the way down, and I feel if this was me, my heart would shatter. The bridge is broken and it's all like
it's mangled, and
it's like something like squished it, and she's like still looking for Ashley. Another thing I love about this movie is the fog.
Oh yeah,
because it's not fake. It's so real and looks so cool. Like obviously, yeah, they're using fog machines and stuff, but adds so much to this movie.
Yep.
And especially the second movie, way more fog. But we'll get into that when we actually have time to do the Evil Dead 2, because I would love to do all of them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Ashley comes out and jump scares her a little bit too, and then they make their way back to the car. But I will let you take it away for a little bit, Aaron, if you don't mind, sir.
All right. That's a neat little Easter egg. Apparently, I'm not gonna look back now, but the bridge, like the supports, were bent into the shape of a hand.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even notice that.
You kind of see that a little bit more in the Evil Dead 2, and you'll be like, wow, okay. But yeah, that is. Yeah.
Huh.
I think I didn't know that the first time I watched this movie. I thought it was just like mangled. But now that you're saying that, like I now remember that actually being a thing. Yeah.
No shit. But anyways, so they eventually end up going back to the cabin, and where Cheryl ends up becoming a demon. She gets possessed by the spirits, and I was actually reading something earlier too. It was talking about like how like Ashley and like how he's able to why he didn't get possessed throughout the whole movie is because he was more strong-willed than she was, and they go after like like people who are weak-willed and like vulnerable, but so which is why she was the first one to get possessed. But anyways, sorry, I lost my place.
You're good.
But
this is when like the movie starts going like off.
Oh yeah, this is where it picks up. So she becomes a demon and ends up stabbing Linda in the ankle with a fucking pencil.
Brutal.
I was think of his Pet Cemetery when Gage fucking slices the guy's Achilles tendon.
Oh yeah, that scene.
Razor blade.
Oh damn. But yeah, that's a fucking brutal stab, man. With a pencil, lead poisoning. Pencils back then had lead in it. We don't have lead in our pencils anymore. So you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're dead. We gotta go to the hospital.
Yep.
Right now.
So, they end up subduing her and locking her in a cellar, like chaining her up in a trapdoor, and so she's freaking out and she's
yeah, when all the crazy laughter and shit comes out.
Which and it's like where that's in such a small location too. It's like there's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah,
all
it feels
at once.
way bigger than it really is. And another thing too is like all the makeup and like the effects in this movie are really good. I don't know, did it say anywhere if there was an effects artist or was it all like?
I'm sure they're in the credits or is somewhere. I'll look after. But yeah, the makeup, everything's
I never
really
looked
good.
at that, to be honest. I don't know why I never looked to see who the makeup artist was for this movie. But like, holy shit, they transformed these people to make them look way different for how low budget this film is too.
Yeah. But anyways, so they lock Demon Cheryl in the basement. But soon after that, Shelly also becomes possessed and she attacks Scotty.
Yeah, I have another really good quote here that I like, that I think Shelly was saying was, for God's sake, what happened to her eyes? Because they keep saying like, her eyes, what happened to her eyes?
I noticed that earlier too when I was watching it. I was just like all this is happening, you're focusing on her eyes.
I know, it's like, why is
her eyes.
Like, what about her skin? She's gray, dude. Like, her eyes.
But her eyes, God forbid.
I feel like they must have took a lot of reference for this from makeup, obviously from The Exorcist. I feel like they had to have.
Yeah, like you could see it.
That must have been a inspiration or something.
Oh yeah. This. And that's the beautiful thing about movies is they constantly inspire other ideas,
Yeah, and invent new things.
But her eyes.
What happened to her eyes?
Oh yeah, so that's all happening. And Scotty ends up chopping her with an axe after hesitating. Him and Bruce are like pinned up against the door, against the wall.
Yeah.
But he kind of freezes up with the axe, but eventually ends up like beating her with it and then chopping her hand off. And it's pretty brutal to watch, though. That's how I'd imagine like chopping somebody's hand off would actually look too,
Yeah, I think this is also when we get some of the reshoots, but Scotty's hair's all weird and shit,
yeah.
like in the bathroom and everything.
Yeah, because he was too stoned. to film.
That's really crazy.
But yeah, so at this point they kind of realize the only way to, or to destroy these demons is to dismember the whole body. So
And that's another thing that reminds me. You played Dead Space, right?
a little bit, yeah.
You had to dismember the necromorphs in that game to kill them.
Really?
So I wonder, they must have taken inspiration from the Evil Dead
Probably
to have that. So it's like this movie just keeps on giving to like everything, and it still does till this day.
Right.
With the camera work and the grittiness of this and makeup effects,
the gore,
and
just
like,
the straight up gore.
It's nuts how much this movie has like invented so much shit over the years. I love it.
Yep.
I love it so much.
But yeah, so they chop up her body and they end up wrapping it up in like a blanket or a sheet, and they bring her out, drag her outside to bury her.
Oh, I have another quote here too.
Yeah.
Before that is you have pretty skin, give it to us. It's like, dude,
I know some of the shit they say in this movie.
So good. I mean, it gets kind of better in the Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, because that's when it really takes off. Where they're like, shit, people love these remarks, so they're like, let's amp it up,
I have a lot of good quotes in here. That's really, really good.
Yeah, throw them in whenever. I love them.
Yeah, I will. I have a lot. I have a lot of quotes. I was trying
skin.
to. There was so many that I was like, I had to really like nitpick which ones I wanted to put in.
Mm-hmm.
But
her eyes. What happened to her eyes?
I wonder if there's a shirt that has that. I want that. If not, then we need to make that.
We'll make it. We'll just eyeballs on it.
Eyeballs, yeah. Well, our eyeballs, but I'll get you when you're stoned. Let's take a picture. It's just your bloodshot eyes.
Oh man, yes. Look what I'm wearing. That. Oh wait, look what I'm wearing today.
Oh yeah, I have mine in the drawer. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't really talked about is like our Teespring. So like, if we can get some better ideas and stuff, like I really want to do the eye one now. If you guys want shirts and stuff or like beanies or something, I want to deck out our Teespring a little bit more this year. So I'm gonna start talking about that a little bit more in the podcasts. I think we have that in our intro, but just one other thing that if people want to support us is another way to do that.
Yeah,
we have a couple of designs on it. It's pretty cool, but that one's making me very excited right now. But go ahead and continue where we're heading.
All right. So they bury they bury her body, and then Scotty ends up going to look up for like a trail in the woods to try and find a way out of here, because they're like, fuck this, we're not staying here anymore. I wouldn't either. No.
And one quick thing, another little thing I want to say is I have this new shit that I have been using by this company called Twisted Allure. I just had Aaron smell this.
It smells fucking fabulous.
It's really good. Now that we're talking about people being buried, I have one. It's called Buried Alive, and it's a sugar scrub, but they have like hand soaps, body washes, a bunch of other really cool stuff like gift baskets and stuff. And this is scented coffee mocha, and it smells like it, dude. And I'm telling you, I've never really used a sugar scrub before, but I found this company through my fiance. She was like scrolling through TikTok, and this popped up on her feed, and she sent it to me, and I was like, this company's fucking badass. So it's like, stuff you use like in the bath. They also have like bath bombs and stuff that's really cool. So if you have like a tub or something at home, I just wanted to give a little bit of shout out to this. I'm going to be linking it in the descriptions from now on, because they have an affiliate thing right now. So if you guys are looking for new products that's spooky, because they're all horror themed, they did have a really cool like gift basket of like all like Scream stuff for the new movie that's sold out, but they do have other Valentine stuff. Like they have ones you can get like this candy and stuff with it, with a couple of like bath bombs and stuff.
That's cool.
It's really, really cool. I have some pictures of what it looked like before I started using it on Instagram and on Twitter, because they also do this thing like when you open it, you guys can't really see that, but they put like a little thing on it, and it was a hand, and it's a little soap.
Oh, really?
So you have like a little like hand soap that's a fucking hand. So
soap.
It's really cool. So each little thing that they have is different themed with different like stuff. They have like werewolves and vampires and really, really cool stuff. But Twisted Allure. So if you guys want to check out some cool stuff and you want to help us out a little bit too, and also help them out, the link that I have provided will support us and them. But that's pretty much all I have for shout outs, or not really a sponsor, but I'm gonna act like it's a sponsor because they're fucking awesome. But go ahead, Aaron. Sorry,
we return from our commercial break.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah, Scotty leaves to go find a way out. And then Ash goes back to check on Linda. ends up finding her to also be possessed.
Like that laugh.
It's terrifying.
I can't do it.
It's terrifying.
She looks the creepiest out of all of them.
Oh, I know.
That's because of like her bone structure and her face. Her cheeks are very like out.
Yeah.
And it just makes her so creepy.
So Scotty ends up getting back, but ends up getting mutilated by some trees.
Yeah, poor Scotty.
Poor Ash is gonna be terrified of plants.
Literally, it's like I don't want to live anywhere where there's a plant. Fuck grass, man.
But anyways, before like dying, he tells Ashley that he found a trail. And then Linda tries to trick him to by kind of making herself look normal and acting normal. So he goes to drag her outside, he drags her outside, and then he goes back to check on Scotty.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish there. Like, he's just gonna drag her outside when she can just run back in. I have two more quotes right here too. So I have one when Scotty is talking to Ash, and I also kind of put this in our pretty much promotion for this episode. It was, but the trees, Ash, they know. They're alive.
They're alive.
And then another one where is Cheryl the one that's in the basement? Yeah, Cheryl. Yeah. She's saying, "Kill her if you can, lover boy." So when she's like Linda's back to normal, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot. No, I can't shoot her. I can't. Someone's gonna drag you outside." But yeah. I have another one coming up. I'll wait until we get to there.
Okay. So he goes back on check on Scotty, who ends up dying. And the trees are alive. And Linda, she ends up coming back. I don't know what he was thinking, but then tries to stab him, but she ends up like falling. He like dodges and it falls right on.
He holds that knife weird too.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
She like moves it and like grabs it by the blade. I'm like, what are you accomplishing there?
Yeah, right.
Are you trying to seem more scary because like you're impaling yourself, or what's going on there? So it's like, what is this move?
Right, but yeah. So she ends up like impaling herself.
And here comes the milk.
And then he ends up dragging her outside to cut her up. Here comes the milk.
Yeah, when they like spit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, here's the other quote. So I think it's coming up as "We're gonna get you, not another peep. Time to go to sleep." When they keep like doing that chant, it's really funny.
Oh yeah, some of the shit they say is like terrifying when you listen to it. But he ends up taking her outside after she lands on the dagger, and tries to cut her up with a chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
But he ends up just burying her, and she ends up coming up back from the grave. You gotta dismember her, Ash. And he ends up slicing her head off with a shovel.
Yeah,
she like jumps out at me, like doesn't midair. That's a sharp ass shovel.
Yeah, like bonk. Oh shit. Oh, he's spitting out some more milk. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, spitting out milk. And then the body ends up.
Oh, I said that the head started to ejaculate on him. Because that's what it looked like.
Basically what happened.
Because she's laughing. She's like, oh. And then it ejaculates like all over his face with his blood. I'm like, this movie's got some weird innuendos.
Right.
But it works.
Mm-hmm. But the body comes back to life and chases him, teases him, and ends up chasing him back up to the cabin, where he goes back and finds the cellar door has been busted open. Cheryl jumps through the window, or at the window, and tries to like break through and get him. But he ends up shooting her, but she doesn't die. He barricades both of the doors, and he runs back into the cellar to find a box of shotgun shells. He's like talking to himself. He's like, "Where did I see the shotgun shells? Where did I see the shotgun shells?" Yeah. So he goes back into the basement and finds the shotgun shells. And then ends up like seeing some weird shit, like like blood filling in a light bulb.
Yeah, I love this scene.
Yeah,
when the pipe bursts.
Yep.
But I love the light bulb with the blood is like my favorite shot. I think
or the projector.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
And it turns everything red. That I loved that.
Yeah, and he's
so
just staring at like.
It's just like, what the fuck is this really happening? You know.
Yeah, he's like literally delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I would be too. I mean, like,
and he starts hearing shit in his head, and
yeah, he's like what? Like when he's upstairs too, and he's just like, oh,
yeah,
he's like so on edge,
paranoid. Yeah,
like I would be too. It's like, oh, my friends are literally dead.
I had to kill most of them.
Yeah, and we get some fucking shotgun foo and stuff like that with his shotgun. Yeah, I put right here the funhouse effect when he's upstairs, because it's like everything's like getting distorted.
Yeah,
like that's like the best way I can like describe this scene.
Yeah, because it's like hectic, because there's so much. You got Cheryl laughing, you got all of them laughing, but then they're attacking you from different angles, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's like a bad trip almost.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And I can tell that they were using some weird lenses and stuff for this scene too, because of like just how weird doors are looking.
Yeah.
How his face is looking. It's like zooming in and out and weird stuff like that.
Oh, there's this one scene, and when he's in the basement though, where the fucking camera goes and it's like he's upside down. It's like,
oh yeah.
Oh my god, I loved that scene so much. It just, I don't know, it was so fucking cool looking, and then it was just like silence.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite shots that's coming up, I think, when he's upstairs, is when he does this head turn and it's all like black.
Oh yeah.
His eye is lit up and it looks so creepy but awesome, because he's like, oh, shit's about to go down.
Yep. Do you want to?
Yeah, I can take it up from right here. Cool. So yeah, at this point, like, he's in full survival mode. Like, he's got no choice. Everybody's trying to break through the fucking doors and stuff. And then he's like, I think it's when Cheryl's trying to get in or trying to get in the house, or Linda, and he's like trying to close the door, like we were talking about earlier. Like, the door is very heavy at this point of the movie. He's like, trying to close the door.
Been bashed. It's been shot.
Yeah, so he's like trying to push the door. He finally closes it, and he's like, oh fuck, the back door. So he runs over there and it's all good, and he's like, oh good. But then Scotty comes back to life. He's like, oh fuck me.
He's like, another one. God
so now that Scotty's back, he has to deal with that, but he kind of takes him out pretty quickly. He like, this is like really gross but really cool, is when he takes out like the wood in the stomach and it pours out blood.
And it makes that like plugging noise.
Yeah, like blah, 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 blah.
I have to say too though, in this scene you can really like hear the stress in like Ashley's like voice. Like he's literally just talking to himself, because that's what I would do in that situation. I'd be like, okay, yeah, the back door, I can do this, but you can hear like he's just telling himself everything out loud, and that's like you can tell like he's like but you can just feel the stress.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like he's got like the other ones like going out, and he kind of like fend them off as they're coming in, but then he sees the Book of the Dead, and it's over by like the fire, and they're starting to smoke. It's like, oh. So now, like, he has to get it, but he's being attacked by
Cheryl and Linda.
Yeah, so like they're grabbing at him, but then he finds the necklace, and it's also the face.
Oh yeah.
So he grabs the necklace, and he's like, like little lasso with the necklace, which is really funny. He's like,
yep.
But like Scotty's biting his leg, and like the other ones are like, trying to like pull him away, but then he finally gets it, and then he just throws it in. And I love this scene too. It's like it goes into the fire, and they're burning, but then they start to like melt in claymation, which is so cool. This movie has so many things.
It's just so authentic, because it's like how much like handiwork was put into doing that.
Yeah, it's like I can't imagine how long that must have took, because it was.
Because nowadays they would just CGI that shit in.
Yeah, and like that stuff you usually have to film in reverse. So like they make it, but then it's like all reversed, and it's so freaking cool. But then like it all goes silent. They're all like melted and like weird like bubbly like blood. Like,
and this
bubbles.
The oatmeal that comes out of them.
Oh yeah. And then like Ash is like, oh, is it finally done? No, because then like arms like rip the things open, and it's like, oh fuck, is there more? But then they just kind of like subside and go away,
just
and
to
then
make their appearance known, their presence known.
And then in the back you see the light come up, and he's like, oh, it's now day. So now it's a new day. All his friends are dead. The house is fucked up. So he goes outside. Everything seems like it's good, it's nice and quiet, and you kind of get a little bit of cheery music, a little bit. But no, because the fucking camera's back, zooms through the house, and goes through all the doors. I love the shot too. We get a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, the doors fly open.
So like the doors fly open and stuff, and he's walking outside, and he turns around and goes, and then
credits. It's such a good way to end it and pick right back up.
It is so good. I love this movie, and I don't think I've heard from anybody who is like a horror fan and non-horror fan saying they don't like The Evil Dead. There's such
a fun movie.
There's so much stuff in here for everybody. I don't think
it's like the 80s version of like basically I hate to compare the two, but like Zombieland type, you know what I mean? It's like a dark comedy, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously it's a million times better, but you know, nothing against Zombieland. I enjoyed that movie too, but
yeah, I love this movie so much. But what would you rate this?
I'm gonna give it. I've never done this before, I don't think, but it's just I've enjoyed it more than any of the other movies. Like I've enjoyed all the movies done, but I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10 Groovies.
Groovies, I like it. Yeah, dude.
There's nothing I would change about this movie.
I can't put it any lower than a 10. It's great. I love this movie. It has so much shit in it. It's so influential. Influential? Oh my god.
Influential.
Yes, it's very good, and it's inspired so many things, and also took things from so many other movies. It has literally everything. It's got claymation. It's got like stop motion. It's got
something for everybody.
Great lighting, great gore, great story. The characters are all semi-likable. You get enough time with all of them to kind of understand them a little bit and know their relations to everybody. It takes a while for you to learn their names, but you understand like what all the characters are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
I love this movie.
The purpose they serve in the story, and
another thing. This is one of those movies that the more you watch it, the more you
the better it gets, and you notice more little Easter eggs.
And I mean, all the movies after this are just as good, if not better. I mean, I don't know how you can get better than a 10, but I mean, we're gonna review The Evil Dead 2 at some point, but that's like I hate to say the fucking movie, but like what they're saying in like Scream is like a requel. I hate it because it's like it's a sequel, it's a remake. And it's like its own thing because it's like kind of still saying the same
universe,
story,
but like it's just a modification, like another alternate universe, I guess you can. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because it pretty much has the same story and does like all the same things that happened in the first movie, just way more chaotic and more focused just around Ash and not really all their friends. I guess people just were really warming up to Ash and how like crazy things got at the end, and the whole Evil Dead 2 is literally like a solo performance of Bruce Campbell, like literally like God, I just want to talk about the movie now. Like the whole like hand thing in the Evil Dead 2, like he did all that improvised and everything, all of it himself. It was crazy. Like the flips and shit that he did all himself. Everything in that movie is amazing, and I love the whole Evil Dead like saga because there was a TV show that's really fucking good. If you haven't seen the TV show, you need to watch it. You got to watch Army of Darkness. You got to watch the remake, even though obviously Bruce isn't in that one. Spoiler, sorry, Aaron. But it's great. Anything Evil Dead is never disappointing. The video game's coming up soon, which I want to play really badly. Yeah, it's like a Left 4 Dead thing, but you can play as every Ash possible.
Really?
Bruce voiced everything in it. He's been working very close with the publisher for it, and I can't wait for it. It got delayed. It was supposed to already be out, but it got delayed until I think next month.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really looking forward to that. So any of you gamers out there who want some more Evil Dead, definitely check that game out. But yeah, definitely 10 out of 10. Groovies, blood splatters.
All the above.
Yeah, fucking.
It has everything.
What's wrong with her eyes? Whatever you want to call it. What's wrong with her eyes?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's great. don't really have anything else to say about this movie. It literally speaks for itself. If you have not seen The Evil Dead, watch it. Watch the second one first if you want. It really doesn't even matter. They tell you what happened. Yeah. If you want a more brutal, more gory, more blood-filled, I would say watch Evil Dead 2. But like I said, they all pretty much like say the exact same story. But of course, watch the first one where it all began. Aaron and I are very we're kind of sticklers with that. We like to watch the first one. I mean, I'm not gonna say the Evil Dead 2 is like a remake. It's still by the same people.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to like originals versus remakes, we always try to get to the originals first.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love this movie so fucking much.
Finishing that off, some trivia.
Yeah, we're gonna do some more trivia questions because we still have a bunch of stacks. So we're gonna keep doing this at the end of the videos until or episodes until we are completely done with them. Aaron, I think, did you go first last time we went, or was it me?
I think so.
Okay, so I will go first this time. What 1999 film co-stars Samuel L. Jackson was about killer sharks in an underwater facility?
An underwater facility.
I think it's called Deep Sea. I think that's what it is. I know it's something deep. This 1990 film featuring Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland I know what this is about the consequences of traveling on the other side, Flatliners, which was also remade and was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea. I was close. And Flatliners, of course. If you haven't seen Flatliners, Aaron, that's another movie we're gonna watch.
Flatliners.
Yeah, I don't think we have it on our schedule for this year, but if there's something that we're not feeling for that week, we can always switch it out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The 1972 version of The Last House on the Left was the directional debut for which director? I don't think I've.
We just saw a movie.
Oh, Wes Craven.
Yes.
The Twilight Zone-esque Netflix series taps into our collective unease with our modern world and the dangers of advanced technology. Isn't that Stranger Things?
No. No, you know what this is. It was like blown up. It's every episode is something different. It's very modern.
Fucking.
It had
Black Mirror.
Yeah, it had an interactive movie.
That's right. It was Black Mirror. Okay, I knew it was something mirror or some glass or.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how many we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna do like.
We'll do a couple each.
So we'll do like 3 and 3. So we'll do like 6. Good Ash, Bad Ash. I'm the guy with the gun. Name the movie. Army of Darkness. What is the name of the biological weapon used to kill the people through the water supply in the movie The Crazies? Oh, I just watched this in Salem Horror Fest. Is it? It was some weird fucking name. Trixie or something like that.
Shit.
Yeah, Army of Darkness and Trixie. The reason why I associate that's because when we're talking about, all I could think was the fucking cereal Trix. So
just a rabbit behind a mask.
Yeah, that's a good
Trixie is for
George
kids.
Romero film. It's a very slow and kind of slog.
Yeah,
but it's a good film. And that was also remade.
In 2007, Rob Zombie directed what remake about a young Michael Myers?
Bro, I don't know.
Halloween.
Who's Michael Myers?
He's the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay. The dude with the mask, right?
The guy with the claws and and then he and the pins in his head.
Oh yeah. No, dude, that would be nuts if someone made a movie of like every
icon
into something. Pin face Kruger Myers.
Oh jeez.
Pin face Kruger.
That would be terrifying. Oh. After dying in the electric chair and making a deal with the devil, Horace Pinker continues his murderous ways in what 1989 film directed by Wes Craven? I know you know it. 1989 Wes Craven. I'm trying to think. Horace Pinker. I know the name.
It's kind of in the first sentence.
After dying in the electric chair.
What happens when you're in an electric chair?
A life sentence? You like a death sentence?
What?
You die.
What happens? I know, but what does the electric chair do? Like
shocks you. Oh, so is it called like Shock or something?
I'll give it to you.
Shocker.
I'll give it to you.
Shocker, I got it wrong.
I also associate that one with the fucking Spider-Man villain Shocker.
Or there's also the other Shocker.
Yeah. Oh, we know what Shocker you're talking about. In which movie from the 1950s did Raymond Burr play a character named Steve Martin? 1950s. Oh shit, I'm not gonna know this one. I haven't really watched a lot of like old movies. That's something I really need to catch up on. I'm gonna have to pass on that. What movie is considered to be the sequel to An American Werewolf in London, An American Werewolf in Paris, I believe? Godzilla. Really? How did I not get that?
I watched a Godzilla movie the other night, the one with the fucking giant lobster. Something, The Horror of the Deep.
Oh yeah, like the real classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fell asleep watching it, and Courtney must have like fucking got terrified and turned it off because like she must have woke up in the middle of the night and just seen that giant lobster fighting Godzilla. Because I woke up and it was off. Gojira!
And I was right. Also, American Werewolf in Paris.
Nice.
That's also a very good band, by the way. Gojira.
Oh yeah. Godzilla. Which original Friday the 13th film did Jason get his hockey mask? 3. 1954 film features a prehistoric Gilman who kidnaps a scientist named Kay and falls in love with her. Gilman? Creature of the Dark Lagoon? Or something?
I'll give it to you. I'll give both of them.
Black Lagoon.
Yep, you were right. You were right. Dude, Aaron is on fire today. Dude, what's going on?
Just lucky, I guess.
It must have been that Chipotle and that Pepto, man. It was the fucking brain cells.
Yeah, you always need those two together.
I guess we're just going to keep going because I'm a lot of fun. Stuntman Kane Hodder is best known for his portrayal of which character?
I wonder.
Ghostface? Jason. What 1988 film directed by Wes Craven centers around an anthropologist sent to Haiti to research voodoo? Fuck, dude. I know Wes Craven movies. I don't think I know this one. And I'm going to get crucified. I have a feeling.
Voodoo. Maybe.
Like, I had movies going through my head, but I know it's not directed by him, so...
Wait, isn't that... Oh, no, that's not Wes Craven. Never mind.
Jason Voorhees in The Serpent and the Rainbow. Of course. Dude, I watched it on Shudder, like, last year. Fuck, dude. You can keep going.
In what movie do the survivors use petri dishes with blood samples and a heated wire to determine which one of them is the host of an extraterrestrial? I was cut off. That's how it looks weird. Creature. Oh, I know this.
Yeah, you do.
I do know this. Fuck.
Yeah, you do.
Heated. I know. I've seen this scene.
John Carpenter film.
Oh, it's The Thing.
Yeah.
I've seen that scene, so I knew
You love
it.
The Thing.
I know. I should have got it right away. This 1990 movie about an infestation of murderous spiders features John Goodman and Jeff Daniels. Murderous Spiders, 1990.
I think you know this one, dude. It's in that whole thing right there, dude. Like what are they talking about?
Infestation of spiders. Murderous spiders.
What are people like against spiders?
Arachnophobia. Yeah.
Good movie, by the way. Very, very good movie.
Watch it.
I think it was on Shudder, but it might be on HBO Max now. Also, HBO Max has like all the Godzilla movies, like we're talking about, but they have like all of the classic.
They have
Godzilla.
fucking everything right now.
Yeah,
Peacock's got a pretty good selection too.
I mean, I love Shudder, and everybody needs to get Shudder. It's only $6 a month, but like HBO Plus has been fucking hitting it hard. They also have a lot of like Stephen King movies on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. We're going to be reviewing a lot of stuff from HBO Max this year, and I'm super excited. Christian Bale played Patrick Bateman, the homicidal main character of the 2000 film American Psycho, based on the book by which author? Fuck. Thing is, like,
American Psycho.
I know it's American Psycho, but they want the name of the author, and I don't remember the author. Like I'm awful with like book writers and stuff.
And
I'm sorry,
directors.
guys. I'm sorry. I love American Psycho, but I never read the book. Pass on that one. Which state did the film and comic book miniseries 30 Days of Night take place? Which state?
Minnesota. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, this is a movie I have not seen in a long fucking time. For some reason I want to say Connecticut, but I don't think that's right. Which state? Oh,
Alaska.
I keep forgetting Alaska is considered a state.
Oh yeah.
I keep forgetting that shit. And it was also Bret Easton Ellis is the author. Yeah, I would never have guessed that. I didn't win that one. I don't know. I keep taking ones I don't win.
All right. This film, written by Quentin Tarantino about a gang of vampires in a bar, was also made into a TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Was it fucking? It's not Lost Boys, is it? No, that's not Quentin Tarantino. I've seen the TV show. Like, I'm trying to think of the name of it though. It's like
I'll say
What
that
We Do in the Dark or something like that. No.
No, he does star in it. He's in like the movie. He's like a main character in the movie, so he plays in his own movie.
About a gang of
And
vampires.
George Clooney's in it too. The movie.
This sounds familiar.
And Tom
Probably seen-
Savini's in it also. He plays a character named Sex Machine.
Sex Machine. Oh, jeez. He has a sex machine.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah, see, I wouldn't have guessed it because I've probably seen bits and pieces of it, but
It's alright. We'll get through all these movies eventually. We'll be 100.
so many of them.
But we'll get there.
Yeah. What did the gang of killers wear for disguises in 2011 movie You're Next?
You should know that. We reviewed
they're
that.
like animal masks and jumpsuits. So.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, yeah.
Oh,
I thought they listed off all the ones, but there's like a fox. If I remember, there was a fox.
wolf, I think.
Yeah, there's a wolf, and then there's one more.
A lamb.
Isn't it a lamb?
I think there was a lamb or a sheep or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do like one more each.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going for like about an hour. That's pretty good. What director of The Omen went on to direct the 1978 film Superman? Dude, I swear I know these people, but it's the names. I'm so
Just draw a blank on them. Yeah.
I'm awful. Like even with like this characters in movies, and they tell me who they are. If I don't write them down when I'm doing like the review, I'm not gonna know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta pass. Crucify me. Whatever you gotta do. Set in the year 2455. Where does the film Jason X take place? In space, on a spaceship. A spaceship in outer space. They did it the other way.
In outer space.
Richard Donner. See, like I know that, but like, I'm awful, guys. I'm sorry.
Could be me. Which actress plays a psychotherapist who centers the mind of a comatose serial killer in a 2000 film, The Cell? Never seen it, so.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
So I'm just gonna pass on that. And then, what is the name of the sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien? Alien, Retribution? No, there's so many of them. Fuck.
James Cameron directed it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all the names of all of them now, though.
It has Bill Paxton in it.
Aliens. What? Space. I don't know.
Say Alien again.
Aliens. Oh, Aliens. Oh. Jennifer Lopez is the first one.
Hilarious. Yeah, that's another thing that's really funny. It's like a lot of like the big name actors.
You wouldn't think would be in like horror movies.
A lot of like their first roles were in horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston is in Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Gotta start somewhere, right?
I think Halle Berry was also in like a few horror movies in her starting career.
I think so too.
If I'm not wrong. She was in a movie that was kind of weird but kind of cool. I think it was called like The Eye or something, and she like was blind and she like inherited it, or like she got like a surgery to get new eyes, and it was from somebody who could like see shit. It's a really cool movie. It's like a 2000 movie with really bad CGI and stuff. It was around that era, but it was very good. And there was like also another movie, Gothica. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It was also kind of weird. Like a lot of weird. Maybe next year we should just do like a whole like 3-month block of this weird, not great
weird movies we would never think to watch.
Yeah, that would be really cool, because this year is so fucking packed, guys. We have everything like layered out perfectly to make things as smooth as possible for if we have to go on breaks or anything. It's gonna be a fucking crazy year. It's also a really crazy year for Aaron because he started a new job and everything, so, and he has a lot of downtime right now because they're not giving him the right hours or days.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But at least you can catch up on movies.
Yeah, right? Exactly. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta feed my brain with horror. You're gonna turn into mush. Like,
I'm gonna be like on the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, not the Prince of Darkness. Fade to Black.
Yeah, Fade to Black. Oh, dude. Don't do that to me, man. Don't kill me.
I would never.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Once again, make sure you guys check out Twisted Allure. There will be links everywhere for you guys to check that stuff out.
Smells really good.
Yeah, it feels good. Like, honestly, I've never used a sugar scrub before, and it makes you feel so soft. I'm a hairy fuck, but feel how soft I am over here, just from the fucking like sugar scrub.
Feels like you just got shaved your arm from a tattoo.
Yeah, literally, dude. Like, I put it on my face and everything, and it feels so good. I want to get some of the other stuff, like their body lotions and their hand soaps. Like, I go on their website, guys. Just do it, and I promise you're gonna find something. Just this alone is a lot, and it was only $15. And you don't need to use a lot. It's great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our review of The Evil Dead. We probably could have talked about it forever, but we got to cut things a little short sometimes so we can feed some other stuff in, like trivia. But I promise you guys, there's a lot of content this year, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. This year, we're not really focusing too much on guests, so that's why we're going to be really hammering on everything else. If a guest does pop up and they want to join in with a movie, that's fine with us. I'll can send anybody a list of what we have. But other than that, this was the Baron's Hideout podcast. I was your host, Dustin.
And I was co-host, Aaron.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Stay spooky.
Groovy.
Groovy.